perfect, all the time perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do 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 Still the camera on the moment I met you. All the world inside a garden built for two. All the fruit you could eat in a day. All the news turned into boats to float on down the river. Oh, do do Someone has to pull the brambles back. Someone has to stave the weeds attack. Someone has to bring the harvest in. Someone has to gather seeds to hold us through the winter. I don't need the good life, I just need life before catastrophe. If you see me that way, with my feet covered in clay, I'll meet you back at the fruit tree. The mind beats like the tide in a lake that thinks it's the sea. But only storms create conditions for epiphany. October gardens rusty, ragged, overgrown. The child won't be consoled, and you don't wanna be alone. Oh, you take a seat at the edge of a bed. You put a hand on a hot and sticky head. Say now, tell me all about your day. No matter what it is, I'll stay. I won't go away. I don't need the good life, I just need life before catastrophe. If you take me that way, with my feet covered in clay, I'll meet you back at the fruit tree. Hi everybody, welcome to the, is
it our final? It's not the final. Next week is the final of our month-long 30th anniversary celebration.
Celebrate good times.
Come on.
I see Tom is here from Iceland. That's exciting.
I cannot believe you are in Iceland. That is so cool. That is one of the places I would really like to go, especially on June 21st, the solstice.
I know.
Wait, Tom, does the sun ever set where you are? Oh, wait, while you respond.
A couple weeks ago, we had people from Africa and Australia, and now we've got Europe. Do we have anybody from South America or Asia? I want to see it.
I'm not sure we've ever had anyone from Asia.
I don't know. But thank you for being here tonight, everybody. This is the celebration of the last 10 years that we have just been living. Oh no, North Carolina is never boring. And neither is Williamsburg.
No,
Hi,
these
Lily.
things are not.
Hi, Lily. Nothing is boring. It's all exciting and wonderful and fabulous, and it's magic that we get to see all of you. If you read our newsletter, you might... They have not seen the sunset yet.
That's
Amazing.
cool. Wow.
Totally.
If you get our newsletter, you'll find out that we actually have real in-person shows coming up.
In person.
But we're not telling you when they are. You have to go to our website to find out.
Okay, but
that
I will
means
tell you that
I
they
have to
are.
update our website, which I haven't done.
We are playing at Hancock Shaker Village in the Berkshires, and we were playing at Fruitlands, sort of
in Harvard, Massachusetts.
Yeah, and we're playing at the Falcon Ridge Folk Festival one day. Fabulosness.
We're playing in New Haven, Connecticut.
Hi, our mom is here.
Oh, hello.
Virginia.
Hello, our mother.
Okay.
Wait, I had other things to say, but we're not stopping doing our Monday night streams. However, this is the last day you will see this particular background because I have outfitted my loft for only streaming as I open back this barn for my writing group.
What she's saying is we're going to have a studio.
We're going to have our own
studio.
studio, and we're very excited. And I think you'll see it for the first time next week.
Not next week.
Yes.
Oh, because you're going to go there?
Yeah. Okay. We'll be up there.
Anyway, you might have noticed something very lovely and exciting that's happening right now. Ta-da.
And her name is Lila.
Hi, Lila. Thanks for being
Lila
here.
has a message for Lily that she's going to... Oh, she already did it. Never mind. Okay.
All right.
This goes out to all of you, every single one of you.
Wait, can we give a special shout out to the teachers
who just finished the hardest teaching year of their lives?
Maybe they've just finished. Maybe they still have one more day. I have one more day. So, yes. Thanks for loving the kids so much.
Okay.
We love you.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Don't need no sports car. Don't need no gold star. Don't need no Oscar. Tell me how I am. Just need the blue sky. Just need a true eye. Just need a good cry. Get me back on track. Oh, let me love, love, love. Oh, my heart. And oh, my strength. And oh, my mind. Let me love your children as my own. That's how I want to spend my time. Don't need a safe bed. Don't need a new bed. I get what I get. It's always something I can use. Don't need to borrow anymore tomorrow. Maybe my sorrow, something I could lose. So let me love, love, love. Oh, my heart and oh, my strength and oh, Thank you, Lila. She will be back.
Yeah, and we're going to talk a little bit about her project right now. She's part of the Mayor's Youth Commission in Northampton, and they're working to change the voting age in our city to 16. And if you think about it, it makes a whole lot of sense for 16-year-olds to vote. First of all,
Maybe we should let Lila tell them that.
Lila, do you want to talk about it? I'm just going to say that when I was 16, I was way more grounded in my life and in my community than I was when I was 18. And I'd moved to a new state, and I didn't really know how to register even. Also, there's a way in which when you're 18, you're sort of like developmentally at the beginning of something. And when you're 16, you're kind of really focused and awesome and ready to be an enfranchised citizen. That's what I think. Do you want to say stuff? Lila's going to speak.
I think, yeah, you left some important stuff out.
I probably left some stuff out.
Also, a lot of people. Is this good?
It's better.
Okay. A lot of people think that like bring up the argument that 16-year-olds are too immature. But I think that like with what we've seen in like the past 4 years with the division of this country, half the country thinks the other half of the country is too immature to vote anyways. But that doesn't take away the right for them to vote. So yeah, okay. But what Mom said was very good.
Thank you. I agree with you 100%. I want you voting.
Earlier, Lila, also, I heard her say that that 16-year-olds have to pay taxes, and we treat them like grown-ups in many, many ways. And
No taxation without
yeah,
representation.
I mean, anyone who works at the age of 16 has to pay taxes.
That's right.
It is true that if you do not have income, you don't have to pay income tax. But
Lots of 16-year-olds have to work.
I also heard Lila talking about the fact that there are issues like climate change that are so profoundly going to affect her generation, and she wants to have a voice. And I feel like that's a really good point. Thank you for playing violin with us. And thank you all for being here. This is a song Narissa wrote for mother, for mothering and mothers and being mothered.
Goes out to all of you who had a mother.
What if all the moments that felt like failure were really the ones that made me strong? What if all the time when you thought you'd ruin me, there actually was nothing wrong? I know there are times when you think our house will crumble and fall on our heads. Believe me when I say your house is strong and so are you. The haunted spots are where the light shines through. Our house is strong and so are we. It's the forgiving of each other that sets us free. I know it wasn't easy to watch me struggle to finally get to my feet. I know it wasn't easy to work to feed us when we kept interrupting your sleep. You always had time to hold me close, to listen and believe. When I heard a ghost, I believe you when you say our house is strong and so are you. The haunted rooms are where the truth comes through. Our house is strong and so are we. It's the forgiving of each other that sets us had the wisdom to let me go crashing through with no headlights. And I don't know how you did it. I don't know how you hid it. One day in the summer we made the time to gather like the women we'd grown to be. Gathered like the harvest, we heard the news, and everything vanished from the screen. The mother we get is the mother we need, even when we're all alone. I hear you sing to your own mama. Our house is strong, and so are you. The broken spots are where the light shines through. Our house is strong, and so are we. It's the forgiving of each other that sets us as our house is strong, and so are you. The haunted rooms are where the truth comes through. Our house is strong, and so are we. It's the believing in each other that sets us free.
So, just before we all went into our houses, about a year and a quarter ago, we Nields released a brand new CD. A CD that we hoped would be like a prophecy for the year of 2020. And indeed, it sort of worked. We all went out and voted and changed things in November. And I feel like for the last few months, I have been allowing myself to bask in the comfort of that win. But I actually think that the basking time is now over.
Yep.
And we need to get our act back together and make sure that everyone in this country who wants to vote is able to, without waiting in an 8-hour-long line, without having to change where that vote is cast with every single election, without having to find a way of getting transportation far away from their home in order to get to their polling place. We need to make it so that voting is accessible, because that is the absolute cornerstone of this country, undeniably.
And in order for voting to be accessible, we have to vote in Democratic representatives at the state level. We have to vote for Democratic governors. Massachusetts has an election coming up, and I'm going to urge you to please take a good look at Danielle Allen, awesome potential candidate for governor for this excellent state. Danielle Allen. She is
the first
amazing.
I've heard of her. I'm excited to hear.
Yeah, she is awesome. Okay.
So anyway, we're going to do a couple songs now from our record November. And
This one's about my minivan. Yeah.
who's sick right now?
Who's sick and is requiring a lot of maintenance. It's also about somebody else in this room, but I'm just going to say it's really a lot inspired by my minivan.
And other modes of transportation.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
My daughter rides her bike to school. When it's raining, when it's cold, it doesn't matter. It's her rule, and you can call her a feminist, committed environmentalist, but I call her a girl. My girl says she will not eat meat. It's the carbon, it's the cruelty. She's voting with her feet, and you can call her inspiring and sometimes a little tiring, but she just calls it obvious. If there's a God above, and if she's a God of love, please wake me up to follow that girl. I drive my minivan to work. It's convenient, I'm a member of the great progressive parent herd, and you can call me compromised, overworked, ironic, civilized, but I call me asleep. If there's a God above, and if she's a God of love, please wake me up to follow that girl. Susan B. Anthony salutes all the girls on their bikes, trading in their skirts for suits, and you can call it liberty and why we should learn history, but my girl calls it the way to school. She calls it the way to school. She calls it the way to school. There is a line of girls that circles all around the world, and we will all follow that girl. There is a line of girls that circles all around the world, and we will all follow that girl. 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 Follow that girl.
So, we're going to sing another song from November now, and this is the song that's probably our best known song, possibly. And we've talked a lot about what inspired its writing, but I want to talk about it in a different way. About 30 years ago, I'm thinking. Was it 30 years ago? It was not quite 30 years ago. It would have been 26 years ago, or 27 7. Our friend Dar Williams wrote a song called You're Aging Well. And I remember, I think she was 26 or 27 when she wrote that song. So we weren't that old. Dar and I are the same age. But, we felt like we were aging. And because that's what the culture does to women, it told us that once we got over 25, we were no longer considered at our peak of beauty and desirability. And Dar was writing about what a relief that was. And so part of the inspiration for writing this song really came from the Me Too movement. And it also came from, this freedom. I was about to turn 50, and I have tried my whole life since I was my daughter Lila's age to really not put what other people think I should be at the top of my list of ways to be, to varying degrees of success in my life. And it's really hard to buck the system. It's really hard to be true to yourself, to be true to some quirky idea that you have when society is telling you, oh, you don't count, you don't count. You're a woman, you're Black, you're Asian, you're Muslim, you're gay, you're trans, you don't count, whatever it is. And it was partly out of a desire for that kind of tyrant to fall also that I wrote this song.
I feel like I'm worried about your mic placement. You're closer to this and farther from this. I wonder
Everything is sort of
I wonder if you
morphing.
just moved your whole body towards the camera and that's what happened. I'm gonna fix it. I think that's good now.
I care what she thinks. That I care about.
Am I wrong, Patty? Maybe I was wrong. She says I was right.
She was right.
We need more Marissa's guitar and a little less Marissa's voice in order to have the
I'll
perfect
also
blend.
back off. All right, ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is the truth of who I am. And it's taken me my whole life to celebrate. I won't go back. You can give me a number, slap on a label, tell me I won't be welcome at your table, but I won't bow down to the tyrants anymore. I know what to do, I've been here before. Tyrants always fall. Always tyrants always fall. Always. This is the truth of where we've been. And it's taken the world till now to take an honest look around. There are lies on the TV, lies in the paper, lies on my phone, just grown from the vapor. But I won't be fooled by the liars anymore. This is the truth that we can't ignore. There are more of us than there are of them. There are more of us than there are of them. There are more of us than there are of them. There are more of
This is the truth we've always known. There isn't a lightning bolt to set things right, to bring us home. It's gonna take all our courage, take all our actions, take every heart and every single faction, and it's gonna take time. Some of us won't live that long. When one gets weak, it means it's your turn to be strong.
Definitely more people on this planet who don't want fascism than people who do. Who don't want authoritarianism, who don't want tyrants.
Who don't want climate change.
That
Who
is
don't
true.
want climate change.
That is true. Thank you for being with us for this. But nope, that's not the next song.
Isn't?
It's hard to, it's confusing.
I know, that's why I wrote it up there in bigger letters.
Which one is the right one?
That one is the right set list. Sorry, everybody. It was confusing. We have an old set list on the ground. It's a different order.
Okay, hold on.
This is a song that is not yet recorded.
I wrote this song in December 2019. And it requires this because I broke my nail. Do you know what I did? Do you ever do this? I was sloppy with the Reynolds wrap, and I cut my finger on the serrated edge that cuts the Reynolds wrap.
Ow.
Bad. And cut my nail. This song was inspired by my friend Todd Weir, who is the minister at First Church's Brownstone Congregational Church in the center of Northampton, Massachusetts, where Katrina and Dave and I, well, I guess, Dave, you haven't come recently, but where Katrina and I do first night every year. We're hoping to get to do it again this year.
None of us got to go from 2020 to 2021.
Anyway, he said to me after first night 2019, he said, you know what would make a really good song? The story of the Magnificat. So I thought that would make a good song, but it took me 11 months to write it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
My daddy is a drinker, my mama is a thinker, and I've been chosen to bear this child. I can't tell you who's the father, I'm too young to be a mother, but I know somehow I am undefiled. I am standing proud. Oh, you got in you until you tunnel down into the mines. My mama told me stories of playing in the quarries, searching for diamonds that she'd never find. I got left behind. Oh, oh, something tells me that this baby will magnify everything, all the good times and the bad times. Whatever my troubles or my blessings were before, there'll be more. All the men I know in this town go to bars and sleep around. Girls like me have to deal with the rest, and they'll say my life is ruin, and I know that that's not true, and it's a story for the other folks who choose to be distressed. I know that I've been blessed. Oh, oh, and I know my child will suffer, and his life will be much rougher than a kid born in Charleston with a pool in his backyard. But it's God who loves the lowly, and this baby will be holy, holy mine. And I will love him, and my love will magnify. And something tells me that this baby will magnify everything, all the good times and the bad times. Whatever my troubles or my blessings were before, there'll be more. There'll be more. There'll be more. More and more and more.
And now it's time for everybody's favorite Rorschach test song by the Nields. Maybe you'll understand why I said that. Maybe you think I'm a
Talk, just
weirdo.
don't even talk. Stop.
Well, because everybody who hears it gets to hear what they want to hear in this song, and it means different things to different people. That's why.
You know what I love about my piano? It never goes out of tune. I love you, piano. I love you so much.
This is from our record 17, and it's one of my favorite songs that Norris has ever written.
Thank you.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to talk. Sorry.
No, you were. You were definitely supposed to talk. It's good.
Hang on, I gotta.
That's, oh yeah, because one thing Dave doesn't love about his guitar. What is your favorite Shakespeare play?
Not.
No, I was asking them, not you. I know you don't like Shakespeare.
It's called The End. It's called
So terrible. Terrible. Terrible, terrible.
Oh, I'm just kidding. I really liked 1,000 Acres.
When
I
we
haven't
were in-
read King Lear.
When we were in college, I took this intense Shakespeare course.
Oh, who is your TA?
Katrina was my TA.
I was the TA.
She read less than I did.
I was the acting TA, so I was in charge of like helping with the acting, not with the actually
What did you act out?
all the plays that we read. Now I can't remember what we read. Richard III and
Remember that.
Not my favorite. Not my favorite. I like Richard II.
All right. Can we sing a song instead of talk about Shakespeare?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Now we're in the wrong mood, and it's all my fault.
All's well that ends well. How about that?
Not my favorite. It's weird.
I've been grateful for the journey. I've been grateful for the hill, and I've been grateful for the face that greets me every morning. Still I wonder if I took the right fork when the left was calling me. Oh, oh, but darling, you're the right one. That's what everybody told me since I was young. If I won you, I'd be face to the sun, face to the sun. But darling, we're the same one. We are both built like the sun. We need a moon to orbit. I can't orbit you. If I tried, I'd surely freeze in a world all full of Normandies. In a world all full of Normandies. It was only for a moment. We were children hunting starfish, and we waited through low tide, but our sights were on the far shore, and we chose each other every time. But when they asked me who I loved the boy who always chose me too. In a world that thinks in binaries, we always meet our Normandy. We always meet our Normandies. There was music from the speaker high above us in the highland. We were splashing in the pool and singing. We can feel it all over. What a world we get to live in when there are wonders such as this. And it's a true baptism you and I both knew, marking us to evenly, preparing us for Normandy, preparing us for Normandy. Oh, my brother, we were sailors, we were starlight navigators. We gave our elements and consonants and reflexes to genuflect, and we wore the costume proudly, because sailors never age. We only drift a little over toward dry land. I counted up your braveries, searching for your Normandy, searching for your Normandy. I saw you from afar, I watched you stumble up the shoreline, and before you even got there, you bowed out ever courtly, and your sacrament was lovely, but your vision just can't hold. And is it visionary if you just bow out, honoring your ancestry? the glory and the dream are folded in with all the laundry. It's a good life we both should know, but I fear I've let you down by choosing something so contained. It seems like one of us should stay to close the show. Down through every century, there'll always be a Normandy. There'll always be a Normandy.
I want to read people something. Yep. I found it on the internet, so
The internet.
you know, who knows if it's true. It is credited to Joni Mitchell. I don't know if I've learned anything yet. I did learn how to have a happy home, but I consider myself fortunate in that regard because I could have rolled right by it. Everybody has a superficial side and a deep side, but this culture doesn't place much value on depth. We don't have shamans or soothsayers, and depth isn't encouraged or understood. Surrounded by this shallow, glossy society, we develop a shallow side too, and we become attracted to fluff. That's reflected in the fact that this culture sets up an addiction to romance based on insecurity. The uncertainty of whether or not you're truly united with the object of your obsession is the rush people get hooked on. I've seen this pattern so much in myself and my friends, and some people never get off that line. But along with developing my superficial side, I always nurtured a deeper longing. So even when I was falling into that trap of that other kind of love, I was hip to what I was doing. I recently read an article in Esquire magazine called The End of Sex that said something that struck me as very true. It said, if you want endless repetition, see a lot of different people. If you want infinite variety, stay with one. What happens when you date is you run all your best moves and tell all your best stories, and in a way that routine is a method for falling in love with yourself over and over. You can't do that with a long-time mate because he knows all that old material. With a long relationship, things die, then are rekindled, and that shared process of rebirth deepens the love. It's hard work, though, and a lot of people run at the first sign of trouble. But with this person, you're with this person, and suddenly you look like an asshole to them, or they look like an asshole to you. It's unpleasant. But if you can get through it, you get closer, and you learn a way of loving that's different from the neurotic love enshrined in movies. It's warmer and has more padding to it.
I love that. It really sounds like Joni Mitchell, too.
Oh, good. So it probably is Joni Mitchell, actually. I mean, I just thought it was incredibly wise, that idea that you run all your best stuff by
know.
new people, and like
And you
you're-
fall in
you're
love with
kind of-
yourself.
Yeah.
It's narcissistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's tough to not get that hit of falling back in love with yourself, and you have to be like, yeah, kind of an asshole.
This is me. I'm an asshole. Yep.
And lovable anyway. You are lovable.
You are. We're lovable
You are
anyway.
lovable.
And we have all this darkness in us, but who's to say it's not supposed to be there?
One, two, 1, 3, 3, and
When we met, I thought our journey was over. Lock the door and shut me in. By a ring, invite our friends to come over. Appalachian harmonies. I want to hold you when the early morning monsters come. I want to hold you when the spokes pull free. Don't wanna be right, don't wanna be wrong, don't wanna be smart, don't wanna be strong. I don't even want to be happy. If you tell me what's true, I'll know what to do. I can be me, you can be you. We'll have a full catastrophe. They say the hours drag, but the years fly by. Some days it's hard to find the moment to ask why. We think we're in it for the memories, but I traded all my scrapbooks for an hour more of sleep. I wanna rise before the kids start us spinning. Take your hand and say a prayer. I wanna take you back to our beginning. Unsuspecting chosen pair. And how we traded all of our earthly goods, bet it all on that double rainbow. Don't wanna be right, don't wanna be wrong, don't wanna be smart, don't wanna be strong. I don't even want to be happy. If I tell you what's true, I'll know what to do. And I can be me, you can be you. We'll have the full
As we invite our newest bandmate
Who plays the violin?
to come up and join us again,
Who is deep in
I
a
just
book.
want to say that I feel like that's true for bandmates too, and really any relationship. Like any relationship.
What is
You
true?
kind of have to get to the place where you're
Oh,
like,
you just
yeah,
have to- you
I'm the
have to-
asshole I am.
Yes.
And you're the asshole you are. And
Yes.
Yeah.
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 And that's the way the world is. There's assholery in the world.
in each one of us.
And in nature.
That's our message for tonight. In each one of us.
Well, there is. There is. Literally. My sister Abigail, who's by coincidence your sister also, gave us this really interesting Atlantic magazine article about that very thing, about the asshole and how it is the primary orifice. Did you read it? No. Just checking. Okay.
It was a few months ago. It was
This is-
before I was given a subscription to The Atlantic, and I had already read through all of my permissible Atlantic articles. Now I have a subscription, thanks to my parents, for my birthday. Thank you so much. And I can read all the articles from The Atlantic, and I will go back and read that now.
All right, I have two things to say. One of them is I remember now that next week is a weird show, but it is going to be a 30th anniversary show. And it is true that our studio will have moved But what's going to be weird is I'll be the only one in it because Katrina is going to the Adirondacks. And so she and I are going to do a split screen thing. Number one.
But we have some special videos to show you.
Some that you've never seen because they haven't been made.
It's a perfect time to come rob our house.
Except that you
Greta will be
guarding
there.
it.
Yeah, Greta the fearsome dog. Yes. And wait, I have another thing to say. And then the week after, we're doing a very special concert that might be us performing on my deck to actual humans, but we'll also stream it.
An outdoor show, if the weather permits, for the day after the 4th of July.
Yeah, we have to scrounge up an audience somehow. I think I'm just going to go out in the street and say, hey, does anyone want to see folk music in our backyard? And maybe we'll get some audience members. So then the other thing I wanted to say is we're going to end with this song. And this is the very first song I wrote in the decade of the teens because I wrote it like late January 2010.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys, we are so grateful to you for hanging out with us on Monday nights. We love you, though we'll be doing a weird show next week. We'll be back with a real stream the following week. And we hope you come to some of our live shows if you live close by. And if you happen to be in, say, Iceland, you can just come to the computer shows. We are enjoying the reach. Thanks so much. Thank you to Patty. There's a special treat for you at the end of this. After this song, there's a little treat for you. So don't go away.
I'm not one who listens to the voices in my head. I take stock in what I've seen come true. And I don't believe in vengeance, and I don't believe in magic. I believe in spending time with you. I've been looking for you for a long, long time. I met many others on my way. How was I to know that when I lost I'd find again? I just had to wait for a better day. And the creek's gonna rise.
Sing along, the creek's gonna fall.
And the creek's gonna fall.
And the geese are gonna fly.
And the geese are gonna fly.
When they hear that call.
When they hear that call.
But they'll come back home.
But they'll come back
On the eve of the spring.
On the eve
And
of
we
the
will find what we were
spring.
missing.
And we will find what we were missing. Find what we were missing. Find what we were missing once again. I used to curse the darkness and I used to curse my luck. I used to weep and struggle and resist. Comes a time when trouble is your own best friend. You might as well embrace it with a kiss. The day I lost my baby was the day I moved towards you. The day I lost control, I found restraint. The day I gave away my gold, I learned to hear the bell that told his love for sinners as for saints.
And the creek's gonna rise.
And the creek's gonna rise. And the creek's gonna fall. And the geese are gonna fly when they hear that call. But they'll come back home on the eve of the spring. And we will find what we were missing. Find what we were missing. Find what we were missing once again. Hey, hey, hey. La, la, The flames consumed the walls, the quilt, the bell. In the morning, all was ashes, all our tears filled the creek. How could someone say, all will be well?
Gathered at the house next door that January day. We were the same, but everything had changed. A child stood up and said that love and music and our memories, these cannot be destroyed, just rearranged. And the creek's gonna rise, and the creek's gonna flow, and the geese are gonna fly, fly, fly when they hear that call. But they'll come back home at the eve of the spring, and we will find what we were missing, find what we were missing, find what we were missing once again. Good night, everybody. Bye, everybody.
Wasn't that a time, Eliza, when everything was new? I showed you all the world, and you knew what to do. You wore the right dress every time, and every note a valentine from me to you. Wasn't that a time? Wasn't that a time? We brought the world together at each city stage. We pledged the only doctrine always to engage the sweat